Hi, I am Randy Clark with Tempo Inc. I'm the training manager, director for Tempo Inc. in Irving, Texas. Today we're going to go over a quick little video on setting the airspeed on a Goodman GR9S800805CN, and the particular one is a 5CN. We're going to set the airspeed for the cooling, and we're going to be using a manometer with two static tip probes. They are not pitot tubes, they are static tip probes. And this will take a couple of minutes, take a couple of tries. We're going to have to drill a few holes, and then we will have it all done in no time at all, hopefully. So stick around and enjoy the show. Okay, well, let's get started. There's some things you're going to need, and first and most importantly is the blower table in the installer's direction. If you do not have the installer's directions, you need to get them, or you can usually download them online. You need to get the ones for your particular model, not any model close to this. You need to get the one for this model. We're going to need a drill. We're going to need a unibit. I am going to use a jumper wire just to bring on cooling. We're going to use the marker in the end to autograph our work, or at least I do. I feel like if you did a good job, you shouldn't mind signing your name to it. And that way it also lets the next guy know what you did and when you did it. Manometer, which we just showed you with the static tubes. And later on, we're going to need the tape, which I'll show you later. So we're going to start with taking the door off, and we'll get the show on the road, and hopefully get this done fairly quick. So we're working once again on a Goodman GR9S800805CN furnace. I did say variable. It is a variable speed fan motor in it. So we are going to be only using a single stage outdoor unit, so that we're going to be wiring it up. Well, it's already been pre-wired, but we're going to set it all up. This furnace is capable of 80,000 input BTUs, and it will do at least 4 tons of air conditioning. We are currently working on a 3.5 ton air conditioner outside. So we will be looking to set it for 1,400 CFMs, or 400 CFMs per ton. So 3.5 times 400 is 1,400. We're going to get started. I'm going to take the door off. I've already removed several screws, so just to speed things up a bit. So one screw here holding it together. Take it out and separate. Put this door down here out of the way. And for the moment, I'm going to set this over here. And real quickly, I don't know if you can see it in there. The way to change our speed is right here. These three red buttons. We will be setting it, going through the process and setting it there. That says right now an error. It will disappear here in a second, but it is worth noting this particular furnace, even though it is a single speed. And the book is a bit confusing, but I checked with the factory before I started this. Since it's a single speed, we use Y2, not Y1. Y2 and set our airspeed. So we will never get a call for Y1. The only call we get from the thermostat will be to Y2 and to Y outside. That is the way they designed it. You might note real quickly the refrigerant leak sensor wire is connected to the board. That is absolutely required. Right here. It comes from the, it is an A2L unit, R32, so that is mandatory that be there. It comes out of the coil right over there. The sensor is inside. It senses any leakage, or a certain amount of leakage inside of the coil, and it will respond accordingly. It will stop all calls except the fan and circulate air for 7 minutes and try again. So right here again is the stuff. This is on Y2. It's a bit dark in here, but I'm going to make sure that worked. This is Y2 right here, the top one. The second one, the first one here is Y1. You connect it to Y2. It is my understanding from talking to the factory, we do not worry about Y1. It does not have to have a Y1 call before it gets a Y2 call. Actually, to get things started, I guess I'm going to go slightly out of order. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get the fan turning at the moment. Give it a few minutes to stabilize. I am going to use a jumper wire just to get the R to Y call going so I don't get an interruption. You might notice that we went to AC2, and that's also telling us the fan speed right now. Second stage AC. It is set on second stage. It is using currently, that is factory setting F05. That is the factory setting. We're going to leave it like that for the moment, and we're going to put this door back on. And by the way, the door switch has been kind of bypassed for the moment, but we will need the door on, fully on, to do this test. Having this door off has no effect on the air conditioning. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill a hole for total external static, which you have to set this by, is at the very end of the air handler and the very beginning. There is a heat exchanger in here. On these Goodmans, it really comes to about here, about 2 inches away. You don't ever want to drill into a heat exchanger. If you do, you need to stop and replace the furnace, replace the heat exchanger. Don't ever try to run it that way. But don't drill any farther than you have to. At best, you just need a hole big enough for this to go in and turn. So I'm going to pick right about here, which is, if you look, is right at the end of the furnace, just a little bit back. I am drilling through 2 pieces of metal there. So to do this right, we will get our low side hose. And again, as I said, this is a static tip tube. It is directed into the air. I didn't quite get it big enough. Okay, so we're gonna put the static tube in here. We're gonna punch. See, the arrow points into the wind. The wind is going that way. The air is going that way. And likewise, we're going to put one down here at the very beginning. I'm going to go the blower housing. The blower housing comes out to about here. I'm going to come over here and try to get in a little bit of free air. I have seen people, although the blower, there is a dead space about this deep on this one, so I don't do it. You can even put a static hole in the door, especially if you have an inner door on a unit. But let this out. We're still at 0 on both of them. Let's make sure. That one in. The red arrow pointed that way. So the bottom number is 0.56. 0.56. That currently is our static pressure. Some of you might have noticed this did not have a filter in it. We got to get one brought in, and that will change it somewhat. And you always look in the book how it tells you to set it. But when you get the book out, the blower table, this is the exact model number. You can't use the 04. This is 8,000, this is a 100,000 BTU furnace. This is this furnace and this furnace only. Y2, we're on F05. Our total external static is 5.5 right now. So, right now, if you follow this across, we're running 1,546 CFMs. And what did I say we needed? We need 1,400. We're going too fast. Now, if we had a filter in there, that might come down some. If we go down to F04, we'll be down theoretically. We slow it down, and the static stays at near 0.5 because we're really at 5.5. We're in between these, so we are somewhere right now in between 1,500 and 1,546. We want to slow it down. We want to get as close to 1,400 as we can get. You will never get the exact number you're looking for, but if you get it close, you will get the best comfort for everybody, the most dehumidification, and the most out of the unit. You really can't charge it a unit until you have the fan operating at the correct temperature, or excuse me, at the correct CFM. If you charge it when it's not at the correct CFM, you are kind of wasting your time. So I'm going to take the door back off. I'm going to leave the static probes on. There's our total right now. You cannot check the static with the door on the off the unit. I guess you could attempt to, but we're going to get into it well right now. So it's a little noisy, but either one of the middle button is what moves it from setting to setting. There are several settings that you can set while you're in here. Heat speed, blower speed. Okay, there it is, the F05. It's a troubleshooting board. It has several different troubleshooting. If you have a problem, it will give you a code, hopefully, to tell you what's going on. Whoa. So here's all of the different things it can do. The delay when the cool's on, delay when the cool's off, the heat speed, a delay for heat. It can do a lot of different things, and they all have their own meaning here. So right now we're still in ATU. The AC2, I push that button, F04. I get F04, that's one speed down. Press the red center button again. So now we're running at 0.53 or almost, so 0.5. If you look at the book at 0.4, over at 0.5, we intersect at 1,416 CFMs. That's as close as we're going to get to 1,400 CFMs. So we'll bring it in closer, maybe on another piece of paper, but that's where they intersect. Oh. CFM reading is 1416 at F04 at a half an inch, and we are pulling 333 watts at a half inch in that airflow. So that's really all there is to it.
Fine.
And we're done, almost. So what I like to do is I put my initials up here, the date, 0.5 static, 1416 CFMs. So they can come get me if they don't like what I did. F04 Y2. Sign your work if you want. If you don't, then I guess you didn't like it. So I'm going a little fast. You remove both your probes, and I unfortunately left the office with no plastic plugs. Tempo generally uses the red, but I like tape up your hole when you get done. And one more purpose then for your marker is your static test here. Same thing down here. Always remember, you just drilled metal, and this is magnetic. There's metal all over this. Unless you really like metal in your finger, just be careful. Mastic tape also makes a great plug if you don't have anything. Yep. 181B. And that's really all there is to it. Anytime you want to test how dirty a filter is, put a test hole on this side of the filter. You put the same two probes in like we had, and that will tell you how dirty your filter is. If it's at 0.35, you got problems. You need a new filter. Same thing on the end of your coil. If you measure from this point to the end of your coil, your data book should tell you about what that coil should be, dry or wet. If it's 0.45, there's your evaporator coil is completely filthy. So now all we really need to do is put the doors back on and let it operate. And once again, don't forget to remove your jumper if you used one. Otherwise, the air conditioner will not shut off. And you'll look a little bit on the weird side. Question. So it's set up the way it is supposed to be with the right CFMs. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you had a good time. I hope you learned something. Please remember always on any air conditioner you're setting up or even checking, you need to make sure your total external static is within tolerance, and you need to check your airspeed accordingly. Even on any startup, you need to use your total external static, if not just checking it to make sure you have the correct airspeed so that everything you do from there is correct. Thank you for joining us, and I hope to see you in the next one. If you liked it, please share, like, and comment if you would. And thank you for joining us again.